Hi, I'm Kelly. I am a CBT therapist and forensic psychologist. Today, I want to give you 6 ways that can help to improve your communication with your partner or perhaps someone else close to you. So, I'm going to work through each step and explain how you can do it and the reasons why they're helpful, really. So, to start off with, it's to lead by example. So get into the habit of opening up more, being able to share how you're feeling with your partner or that close other. Because if we are living in a relationship or a friendship where you don't simply open up, how can we actually cultivate that environment where other people would feel safe to open up and you would feel able to do the same? So that's a really simple, arguably, even though it can be really difficult to actually open up. But start small. Start by things that are day-to-day things that don't have that much of an emotional load. So thinking about those really tricky conversations, maybe difficulties in your relationship or your friendship, you may want to wait until you've built up that confidence. So just start off with maybe opening up about how your day's gone and if that is something that you don't normally do. So that's the first step. By you getting into that habit, as I said, partners or friends are more likely to mirror someone. So if they feel and see that you're opening up, they may think, oh, maybe it's safe for me to do so also. Then when you're doing that and you're opening up more, be mindful of not to force the conversation. So this is the second point. That the conversation, even though you are steering it slightly by getting into that habit of opening up more, just allow it to flow naturally. If you start to open up more and you're not receiving that back, that's okay. Continue to do so. Don't force someone to talk. But when you're opening up, if we give that example again of talking about your day, throw those questions back to the person you're having the conversation with. Or how's your day been? Or what did you get up to today? And you are just starting to build that safe environment where you both feel that you can talk. But as I said, just be mindful that if this is new, the person that you're having the conversation might not know really what's going on because it feels quite unusual. So try your best not to force it, allow it to come organically, but that doesn't mean to stop you getting into that habit of opening up more. Then the third point is to make time to have these conversations and stick to it. That if you know it's quite a habit, maybe you come home from work or you come into the house and maybe you turn the TV on and you don't actually have those conversations. Think about the space. Again, we don't want it to be forced, but thinking about a space where in your relationship that you could open up more and you could communicate in a different way. It could be that you need to change some other habits in your life. So, for example, if using that example, you come in, you put on the TV and you don't have those conversations, how about going out for a walk? How about not putting the TV on? Again, a lot of people eat their dinner or eat meals with the TV on, distractions, phones, tablets, laptops, anything. Put them away. And you may start to make those changes initially, but once you feel comfortable, say this to your partner or whoever you want to have these conversations with, that let's just keep the TV off, like let's have a chat. And again, may feel unusual at the beginning, but over time, we know that habits can be changed, and communicating better or communicating more is also a habit, but it can be changed. So thinking about when you can make that time for it and stick to it, and then make yourself accountable to the person you're having the conversation with. Say, okay, on a Thursday evening, let's go out for a walk and talk about our week, or you could do it on a Sunday, whatever works for you, but just start that process, and then just see what follows. Make it easy so it's not something that is completely alien to your normal lifestyle. That if you really would never go for a walk but you may just sit and talk, do that. It's just making it doable for you, but making sure that you set that time, whether that is in your own head or you communicate that with your partner, and then stick to it. Then when you are getting into these conversations, the fourth part is just to listen and not to interrupt. If you want someone to feel safe and to have a communication with you, then you need to just be there and listen to that person. And this can also be very helpful when you are coming onto those more difficult situations, that you just listen to what that person's going to say. If it helps you to stay really mindfully in that conversation, just say some of their words back to you. So maybe the last word of the sentence, just repeat it in your head, because our minds get full of distractions, and often when we are listening, we're listening to respond to someone, not actually listening to hear what they're saying. So by you doing that, maybe repeating those words in your head or even out loud, or just active listening, so noddings, yeah, I hear you, those sorts of things, that they can help the person to feel that they're able to open up. And when we're kind of going through this period of changing how we're doing it, you could do it even having like a spoon. So in my family, we have a talking spoon. So if we need to have maybe a difficult conversation, or a conversation where there's going to be lots of opinions, we have a spoon. So you can only talk when you have the spoon in your hand. It sounds a bit bizarre, but it actually works. And that could be something that you could mirror. It doesn't have to be a spoon. It can be any inanimate object. But it's just to get into that pattern of listening to what the person's saying and not listening to respond. And then the fifth part is when you are having these conversations. So now you've made the time, you're communicating more, you're listening, you're not interrupting. When we want to have those difficult points, the things that maybe we struggle with, or that is just a difficult conversation in general, use I statements. So I feel ... rather than you did. Your feelings may be on the back of something that someone else has done, but when we start pointing the fingers and saying you, that automatically gets the other person's back up. So they're going to go into defensive mode and they're not going to listen. There's going to be the interruption. So that work you've done before is going to get a bit muddled. So by using the I statements, you're able to explain how you are feeling, but you're not making the other person feel defensive or making the other person get their back up. So I feel ... or I was thinking, I, not you. Just try it out and see how it feels. And you can try out these end steps right at the beginning, just so you can still feel how it feels to be like, I feel really frustrated that I always have to do the work in the house. Or I feel really upset when we don't actually get a chance to talk. Not, you don't do anything in the house, or you never talk to me. It's a completely different feeling, but you're expressing something quite similar. Then the sixth and the last part is to validate someone's feelings. Everyone's feelings are unique to them. We can't tell someone what to feel or that they're wrong for feeling something. And I would imagine that you wouldn't want someone to do that to you. So when you are expressing emotions, or your partner or your friend are expressing those emotions, validate how they're feeling. Doesn't mean that you have to feel the same, but it's about that validation. It's again creating that safe environment. There's no finger pointing, there's no invalidation of feelings. You're being able to talk in turns, there's not that interruption, and being able to work through that. Another way with talking to interruptions, just to jump back, is sometimes to use an egg timer. So each person gets a time to talk. Again, it feels really, really rigid at the beginning, but it is just to get to that point of that improving the conversation and getting people to open up more. I hope you found that helpful. Please let me know any questions in the comments, and also let me know if there's any other videos you'd like me to do. Please like and subscribe, and take care. Thank you.